Hi, thank you so much for clicking on this video. That was super sweet of you. Should you choose to continue watching, I'm going to show you how to get big, thick, feathery looking brows like I have on right now. I'm doing an in-depth brow routine. I'm gonna show you all of the products, all of the steps, all of the tips and tricks, all of the blood, sweat, and tears that goes into my brow routine. So if you like brows, please keep on watching. Even if you don't like brows, please, please. So the first step of my eyebrow routine is gonna be going in with a pomade. And I really like this one from Glossier. This is their Boy Brow, and I use the shade Brown. And I am just gonna brush through my brows with this. When you first, when this tube is brand new, it'll come out so gloppy and so liquidy, and you really have to wipe a lot off on the sides, which I don't love. Right, so then I'm gonna go back and scrape some more out of here. All right, and I'm gonna do another layer. I like to start towards the back first to get the majority of the product off, and then I just use a little bit towards the front. All right, so now that this step is complete, I'm actually gonna go do the rest of my eye makeup because I wanna give this brow gel, pomade, whatever you wanna call it, some time to dry. Because if I try to go in with my next step right now, it's just gonna smudge this pomade everywhere. It's gonna make the hair stick in weird spots. You really wanna give this product some time to dry before you continue on. But I like to do this step first because I feel like it adds thickness to my brows. I'm gonna go do the rest of my eye makeup and then we'll come back and do more brows. So the next step in my brow routine is going in with a powder, and I do not use a brow powder because I found something that works better for me, and that is this eyeshadow from the Nyx Ultimates Palette. I like using this top dark brown shadow here because I like its cool undertone. I find that it's one of the few powders that doesn't pull super red on me and just looks really nice in my brows. So I'm gonna go in with this angled brush from e.l.f. and I'm gonna do this real professional technique here of just kind of flattening the top part to make it more precise so it's super, super sharp so I can get super, super thin hair-like strokes. I am just gonna dip into that color pretty lightly, and I'm just gonna start trying to make hair-like strokes towards this section. And every 5 or so strokes, I'll just go back in and do this real professional technique again of flattening the brush, just because I don't want any of my strokes to look too thick. I want it to look real natural, especially as I get towards the front. You want to use a really light hand towards the front because most people's hairs are a little more sparse in the front part of your brows. And it's looking a little dark in the front for me now, but that's why I like using a powder, because I'm gonna be able to go in with a spoolie after this and kind of feather some of that color around. And I never wanna go in and draw a line under here because that's not how brows naturally grow. That's something I used to do a lot. I would just line out the shape of my brow first and then try to go in with the hair-like strokes, but just makes them look less natural, and that's not really the look that I'm going for. So I really want to make sure I get the hair-like strokes all around the outline of my brow. Now we're getting to the arch portion of my brow, which to me is always the hardest. I don't know why, but I'm gonna try to just fill in this area first. I like to treat it like I'm lifting the hairs up, like I'm lifting it into an arch. So I kind of do a pushing up sort of motion here to get my shape, and then I'll kind of go back and forth between the arch and the tail, trying to find my perfect shape. I really skip around when I'm doing this step of my brows because I want to make sure it's all tied in together, and I feel like if I put too much focus into it as a 3-part section and doing it one at a time, it's not going to look cohesive and it's not going to look like a natural brow would. Okay, so now that I feel like I have almost the brow that I want to have, I'm gonna take a spoolie here and just kind of brush through it to make sure any excess powder doesn't get caught and just kind of make it look a little more feathery, a little more natural. All right, I'm feeling pretty good about that brow. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other one off camera. So now that I am done with the eyeshadow portion of my brow routine, I'm gonna set it with a little bit of Rosewater setting spray just to make sure that the product really sinks into my brows. And now while that product is drying, I do have one more step to my brow routine, but I gotta let it dry a little bit first. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my face, put on some mascara, and then I will come back to finish my brows. So I've given my brows plenty of time to let that product dry down with the setting spray on top of it. So now I can finally go in and set my brows. What I'm gonna be using today is just a clear brow gel from e.l.f. They sell this for $2, I believe, and on one end it's a clear lash mascara, which who's gonna use that? I don't know, but it's still only $2, so I'm fine with spending $2 to just use one side of it. And it was clear. You'll see mine is a little bit brown because I do dip it back in after I go into my brows. But I like this one because it provides really good hold and it gives my brows a little bit more of a wet look, which I'm very into. I love that like feathery, wet, spiky looking brow. So I'm just gonna dip that in, make sure my brows are set in place for the day. Going lightly over the front as to not take any product off, but we did set it, so it should stay in place. Ooh. Right, and then I will dip it in one more time for the other side. And that is it for the setting portion of my brows, and that means that my brows are completely done. Can I zoom you in anymore? I want to give you a real good look what they look like up close. I really like a bold brow, and I like that these are bold but while still looking natural. You can see the hair-like strokes that I have towards the front here. I don't think they look so overdone that they look fake. I don't know. I feel like, especially I'm zooming you in to show you the details, but let me now zoom you out to show what my face looks like from a distance. I feel like from a distance I look like I just have very natural, feathery, glamorous looking brows. I don't know. If you disagree, please don't tell me because that will hurt my feelings. But I think they look really nice. I like how feathery and bold they are. Yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this more in-depth sort of a brow tutorial, and I hope that you will take some of these tips and tricks that I have given you and use them to up your brow game. So if you liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and watch all of my other videos. I have a bunch of them now. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You are very cute. I like you very much.